This is the first episode of the CEO and Friends. This is your co-host, Yarzilla.
And this is your host with the highest host, Sammy.
And this is the producer engineer, Morty on the
Jamie.
beat. Morty on the beat. Don't cut me off, Yar. That's
guys,
my secondary name is Don't Cut Me Off, Yar.
Don't cut me off.
So we're actually here. I didn't think it would actually happen.
It's crazy how fast it happened from talking about doing it, and then it was just like, yo, everything's going to be here on like Thursday. I was just like, what? You know what I mean?
And then we went to a grinding halt.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy.
Well, I've been itching to get in here and get this kicked off and see where it goes. So let's get it going, Yar.
I agree, man. I mean, in all honesty, I saw that you went out to the cabin to try to, get away from everything. What was that? Your birthday, right?
Yes, I went out for my birthday. Me and Sammy's birthday.
What? Oh man, what? How many days apart are you guys?
He's the third. I'm the fifth.
For those who don't know, that is Sam's son.
Sammy Jr., correct.
Right, Sammy Jr. And so, was the going out to the lodge like intentional? You know what I'm saying, or was it mostly just like in order to get away from the quarantine, or was it like, it's just my birthday, I'm gonna go out to the cabin because I haven't been out there in a while? Cause when was the last time you went out there?
I haven't been out there since
October, November, right?
November. Yeah, I went November, and I usually don't go too much in the wintertime just because it's cold and there's not much to do. I like to spend a lot of time there outdoors.
Yeah.
So when we ended up getting out there, I just wanted to change a pace, man. I just wanted to see something different than the same four walls I've been looking at in my house for the last 30 days. You know what I mean? And usually I would never ever spend my birthday there. Usually I would be in LA no matter what. I mean, it's been the last 3 years I've spent my birthday in LA.
It's crazy when you think about when we touched back from the first podcast that me and you did where you called in with mine to now. It's crazy where you think about it, and it's like we've gone from, it's just going to be 2 weeks to now where it's like we don't know where it's going to go. You know what I mean? And I think I asked you even, I was like, when are we going to be back to white picket fence America? You know what I mean? Where it's just like everything's going about fine. We're just going to the supermarket as it is. There's no lines. There's no one beating each other up for toilet paper.
I mean, honestly, man, I don't know if things will ever be normal ever again. I mean, in the sense of, yes, I do think that this will pass. I do think that it'll be over at some point. But I don't know in the sense of, like, am I ever going to shake someone's hand? What's the first thing I said when I seen you today?
You're like elbows.
I said, no, I asked, what are we doing? Are we hugging? Are we shaking hands? Or, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? And we decided on we're bumping elbows here. 100%. So life might not ever be the same after coming back and seeing. I mean, I actually watched something the other day on YouTube. Some disease experts say that we shouldn't have been shaking hands forever. He's been saying this for a long time. It's like the number one way we spread germs and disease. You know what I mean?
So, with everything going on, your kids, they've been doing the homeschool thing. I mean, I saw you've been posting where it's like they're like you basically made the basement into like a kindergarten classroom. Like it's crazy. How long did that take?
Shout out my wife on that one. Yeah, my wife pretty much built an entire classroom down in the basement. I mean, when I tell you an entire classroom, desks, smartboard, books, president's list.
I've seen it. She had like algorithms on like little boards and shit. It was crazy.
All the way to the moon with it, man. So yeah, I mean I don't think that they're missing too much because my wife's on it. She's doing that. They're on their little Zoom courses with their school. Honestly, I think that they're learning better currently in this environment because this is one thing a teacher can't do. I can come downstairs and tell my son to cut the shit, stop bouncing off the wall, and he's going to listen to me. A teacher, he might, okay, lady.
What are you going to do, call my dad?
Yeah.
Call him. Here's his number.
Now, I have two different views that I've seen on that very recently. I saw one, my little cousin complaining. She's 13, and she was complaining about how it's way tougher for her to understand things now because she doesn't have a teacher explaining it to her, and her mom's not really helping her that much with it, just because, she doesn't really have the time. She has, like, 5 kids. Also, I saw someone on Twitter complaining about how now they have to teach their child, and they're like, oh, I'm forced to be a teacher, and I thought that was an interesting wording of forced, for sure. But I don't have a kid, so I don't really know if I can make that judgment.
I mean, my personal opinion on it, I do feel that, it's a workload at the end of the day. And it's hard to do. I mean, my wife still works. We're working from home, both of us, and we're still running the business and doing everything that we have to do. So she's juggling a lot of different hats. She's still doing her full-time job and teaching my kids. Don't get me wrong. I pop in. I usually do at 11 o'clock is usually when I take, like, my main break from, like, doing my day-to-day. And I usually go down and teach them about a president because that's my favorite thing to teach about is social studies, stuff like that. That's my favorite subject. So I usually go down and I've been teaching them about the president just to give my wife like that hour break so she doesn't bang her head off the wall. Like the very first day she came up from doing it, she showed me a meme and I like had a cry. I almost started crying about it. It was so funny.
What was it?
It was like 2 kids suspended from school for fighting and 1 teacher fired for drinking on the job.
Now, what are your thoughts on people that have to like work from home, like what I'm doing right now, where I'm working, like 9 hours straight? I would not have time to teach a child and help them with their homework.
No, exactly. And I mean, it's definitely a very delicate balance that you have to come up with. I mean, first, at the end of the day, if you have a job and you're blessed enough to be working currently, you know what I mean? You should be happy about that. And it's hard because it's definitely going to cut into time, you know what I mean? But you got to also talk to your boss if you have kids and be like, hey, listen, I need X amount of time to be able to work with my kids. I can't let them fall behind. You know what I mean?
I don't have kids, so it's not a problem for me, but it's just, something I thought of to play devil's advocate.
The biggest issue is, because I'm going through this right now, is that the way we were taught when we were growing up as kids is totally different than what the school system's implying now.
That is an issue.
They're teaching the kids totally different ways to do math than what we were learning.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue is that I don't understand this. What do they call it now?
Algebra.
No, I understand algebra. What kind of math is it? Common Core math. It's not. It's not.
Go.
It's not Pythagorean and theorem anymore,
Yep.
like it once was when I was taught when I was in school, man. And you get to the same answer. It's just I just feel like it's monotonous. I mean, I guess there's a way they must think that it's better for some reason, so they're doing it.
It's not PEMDAS.
Yeah, it's definitely not PEMDAS. Exactly, it's not that. So I mean, it's definitely a little bit different, and I have to catch myself because I'm a math guy as well. Like that's my claim to fame. That's what I'm a numbers guy. So I mean, when I look at it, sometimes I catch myself Googling like, Jesus, how the fuck. You know what I mean? It's 3rd grade math. I'm fucking having an issue here.
That's stomping up. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's a problem, man. But I mean, throughout quarantine, everything. I mean, I found out a lot of different things that. I mean, I got to look at the positives. So being locked in, I've definitely tightened up my health.
Mm-hmm.
I've been eating a lot better. I've been jogging, as opposed to some people are just going into depression because of it. I don't have the issue. You know what I mean? I'm still making money. The only thing that's really changed for me is that I'm not leaving the house every day.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not great, but I mean, I'm not sitting over here worrying where my next meal is going to come from. So I don't have the same stresses as everybody else.
You don't leave house regularly. You don't leave the house regularly, anyways. You know what I mean?
No.
Like it's very few and far between. Necessary. Something needs to get fixed with the car, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that because I do like to travel. I spend a lot of time bouncing back and forth. But even when I'm out in L.A., man, it's dispensaries, dinners, and then I like to go chill at the house. You know what I mean? You'll never catch me in a nightclub. That's not my scene. That's not what I like to do.
Remember the last time we were in a nightclub in Chicago?
Oh, my gosh. How many years ago was that?
It was a UFC fight.
Yep.
It had to be...
Which fight?
It was the Dillashaw versus... Oh, it was the Dillashaw versus Renan Barão 2.
2, yes.
The belt.
Google. Tell me when
belt.
that
I'm
was.
going to say it was 4 or 5 years ago. It's scary to say how that long it's been, but it feels like it was just not too long ago.
It was me, you, and Boone, right?
Boone, yeah. We did that on a fluke. Sammy called me one day. He was like, yo, bro, let's just go.
Yeah,
Shout
let's
out
just
Boone.
go. Yeah, shout out Joe Reynolds.
We met everybody. It was probably one of the best trips we had.
Dude, yeah, was that Chicago, actually?
Part 2 was in Chicago's at the United
Was
Center?
that with the meet and greet with all the
Dude,
guests?
That was July 25th, 2015.
So, yeah, that's 5 years ago now. So, dude, we showed up. Now, I don't think we ever really went to an event yet. Maybe only a couple, 1 or 2. I think I went to Virginia at that time.
Well, you went to a Virginia one. I went to a Ronda
You
Rousey
went to
fight in
Ronda
Vegas.
Rousey in Vegas, yes.
Yeah.
So
Was that by yourself?
I went with a friend of mine that lived in Vegas. His name was Chad. I went out there. My family, my girl's family's out there. We were out there to visit. It just so happened Ronda was fighting Sarah McMahon that night, and I'd never been to a UFC fight. I wanted to go so bad. It was at the Mandalay Bay, and so I just needed someone to go with. My girl didn't want to go, so I went with him, and it was dope. It was dope. The Rock was there. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith was there. Steve Austin was there. It was dope. It was dope.
Steve Austin, that's sick.
So
Yeah,
the
he was
first one
there,
I
yeah.
ever went to, me and Junior ended up going to one on a college campus in bumfuck Virginia somewhere, dude. Completely random as well. We ended up just driving up.
Like
for
a
the
military
night.
base, right?
No, it wasn't. It was at a college, actually.
college?
Yeah, it was at a
What
college.
year was this?
This is before that, so 2014, let's call it.
2014.
No. It might have been. Oh, when was the Ronda Rousey fight? So yeah, you're probably right. It was before the Chicago one. So yeah, he's probably right. Like 2014. Yep.
So me and Junior drive up there, and we go to a UFC fight, and it was on a college campus, dude. It was super small, intimate event. There was probably 10,000 people, 8,000 people total. You know what I mean? Which isn't that much when you're talking about a Madison Square Garden. What's that got? 20,000.
I got a funny story. So Sammy, we almost didn't make the fight in Chicago. Let me tell you what happened. So we're pumped up, right? We're literally, Sammy got us the best tickets. We were 3 rows back from the cage. Speaking of which, if you go back and watch that fight, you can see us on TV when Dillashaw walks out. We're
Correct.
standing right behind where they get
Correct.
checked in. We're standing right there on TV, clear as day. My wife comes, like, I see you on TV. We go into the fight, right? We're all pumped up. We're excited. We're ready to go.
Now, mind you, hold on. Before you go any further into that, mind you, we just went to a fight village earlier in that day and got to meet like 20 different fighters, dude.
Was
That
it the
was-
same
that
day,
was-
Sammy, or was it the day before?
It was the same day, I think.
Okay.
It was that morning. It was
That
the
was
morning
the one where
of.
you took all the pictures?
Yeah, so
Yes.
now we,
The one in
Juliana,
Virginia was April 4th, 2015.
April
2015.
4th. Yeah, for my birthday, I
Yep.
did it. Exactly.
That's crazy.
So keep going, Foss.
So we go in and we're pumped, right? We're like, yo, we're sick. Our seats were so good. What's his name? The Japanese fighter?
Dong Young Kim.
Nope, the other one.
Oh, Mizugaki.
Nope. What's his name?
Mizugaki.
Kung Lee?
What's his first name? Can you pronounce it?
I can't pronounce it, but it's Mizugaki for sure.
Cool. He fought that night and he got knocked out. I forgot who he fought, but he got knocked out.
Pull up that
bad.
card. Tell me the exact guy's name, actually.
He got knocked out bad. So after the fight, he had seats to watch the rest of the fights because he fought on like the prelims. Sure enough, I was sitting right behind this dude. He had an ice pack on his head. I got a picture with the dude. Yo, the dude took a picture of me. He probably hated my guts. He's holding an ice pack on his head like this, like this.
It's like, bro, I just got knocked the fuck
Yeah.
out.
He literally did.
Dude, it was like, so we go down there and we had our ticket stubs. And what happened was we sat down for a second and all of a sudden Sammy pops up and says, yo, bro, I want to get a Red Bull. You know what I mean? And so we got up and we walked to the concession stands to get a Red Bull. What happened was, I don't know if it was me, Sammy, or Boom, but one of us left our tickets there. Our ticket.
I don't see any Japanese guy over there.
You got to look
Is
on
that
the early
is that the
prelims.
Barao fight?
You gotta look at the
No,
prelims.
that yeah.
The Barao fight.
The Barao versus Dillashaw 2.
Okay.
And so one of us left our ticket stubs there, so we couldn't. So when we were coming back to go to our seats, the guy was like, "Hey, because they're VIP seats."
Takanori Gomi.
There you go.
Takanori
Gomi.
Gomi.
There you
So
go.
it is Gomi.
There you go. So we go there, and that same trip. I'm not to get off subject. That same trip we met before he was the champion, Stipe,
Yes,
and
we
he
did.
was the coolest dude.
Yes, we sat right next to him at the weigh-ins, actually, because
Yeah.
we were in that VIP section as well.
Yep.
So we sat right next to Steve.
And he was from
coolest guy ever.
Obviously, he's from Cleveland, and we were telling him we were from Buffalo, and he was like, "Oh, that's crazy. One of my best friends live in Buffalo. I go up there to the casino all the time."
That's crazy.
So we're talking. He actually made fun of me and my brother's sneakers. We had the white Air Ones, and they were brand new. So when you have white brand new Air Ones, they're shiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
For
bright.
sure, they stick out.
So he's like, look at those shoes. So we go back to the seats, and the guy asked us for our tickets, and we're like, "Oh my god, we don't have our tickets, but we were just in." The guy's like, "Well, I can't let you in." Well,
No,
this
I'm
dude,
not
Sammy,
okay with that.
Let me tell you, yo, Sammy. What do you mean? You know how much money I just paid for these tickets? I want to talk to your superior.
Dude,
who's
mind
your
you,
boss?
Mind you, dude, I bought these tickets back then in 2015, like $6,000 or $7,000. That was a lot of
Yeah.
money. That was a lot of money, dude. You know
Lot
what
of
I mean?
money.
So I spent a lot to go and do this. This was like, dude, he was even saying, he was like, dude, if I had to like look back, if I ever had to like get a chance to like Make-A-Wish Foundation, like that's what I would want to do. Like we were calling
Dude,
it the Make-A-Wish trip.
We
dude.
sat next to Matt Hughes. I got pictures in my basement. We've met everybody. Ricardo Lamas, Ben Rothwell,
Dude.
Matt Hughes, Michael Chiesa. I mean, the list goes on and on.
We met as many people as we probably would have met at an international fight week. Honestly.
It was unbelievable because
right.
it was a Fox card, and it was a lot of promotion, and it was a Fox card, and it was great. Donald Cerrone was there. I mean, it was great. Daniel Cormier was there.
Is that kind of like when they do the, like the fight week things now? Like in July, they do like a giant accumulation of like all the different fighters like that are gonna happen.
Yes.
And they have them come in. They do like the interviews.
Dude, they don't
Yes.
even do it like this no more. I don't think they ever did anything like this or ever did anything like it again because I never seen anything
Village?
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
never
Fight
seen that
Village. I
either.
never seen that again after that. It was like a
What do you
one-time
mean a
thing.
fight village?
So before the fights, I think it was the day before the fights. I'm not sure. I think it was on a Friday. The fights were obviously on a Saturday.
I think it was actually. I think you're correct.
So
boss.
I don't think it was the UFC putting that on. I think it was Harley Davidson throwing it.
It was.
Okay.
Because remember they had them doing the
Yes.
bikes and
Yes.
that's when Harley Davidson was
Yes.
like real deep into sponsoring
Sponsoring,
the UFC.
yes.
Yeah.
And what all it really was like a lot of companies there. Like they were giving away like creatine and healthy things. They had stands, stuff like that.
Definitely
and,
steroids in there.
Yeah, and they had a couple fighters. You could stand in line. Paige was there.
That's when Paige Van Zandt first came around, dude. The line for Paige Van Zandt.
We didn't even see her.
Yeah, I didn't even end up seeing her because the line was just crazy. I was like, yeah, I ain't doing
Boys
that.
was just taking pictures with the booty, not
yeah,
even like,
definitely.
And like I said, we did that, and it was pretty cool. But I've been to a few fights after that. I've never seen one anything like that Fight Village. I think it was just like maybe like a thing they just did on a. I
fluke.
don't think
It
it
was
was
a
a thing they
fluke.
do often. I just think we got
What
lucky.
was like an auditorium and it was just a
No, it was outside
It
in
was
a parking
outside
lot.
in a parking lot,
They had
right next to the
motorcycles
stadium.
doing tricks, and it was just
like that thing in the barrel where the fucking motorcycles
Yeah.
are like in the barrel and they're spinning around.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it was
dude.
dope. So back to the story when we were trying to get back in. So after all this, Sammy's going nuts. I'm trying to calm Sammy down, and Boone's just standing there saying nothing like usual. So we get escorted to the security office, and my brother is going in. Right now, I'm nervous. I'm like, dude.
Is he being on his
Because you
chest?
gotta understand something. I sat down for like 5 seconds, so I seen the seats that we had. So now this dude's going in. I could see the security in the people's faces. I'm like, oh my God, he's got about like 5 more minutes. If he doesn't calm down, they're kicking us the hell out of here.
For
I
sure.
already see it coming. So I'm like, Sammy, listen,
Just
calm
chill.
down.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure this out. Calm down. No, I can't calm him down. Can't calm him down. I can't tell you exactly what happened. I do know a guy came down, and we figured it out. I don't know what we did. We figured something out. I think Sammy, you might.
He grabbed me and he was like, listen, let's make it easy, bro. He was like, I don't even want to make a problem with you. I get it. You paid a lot of money. He was actually super cool. He was like, this is what I'll let you do. He's like, I'll let you use my computer right here, log into your Ticketmaster account, and reprint your ticket right now.
He was aggravated about it though.
Yeah, he definitely
Whoever the
was.
supervisor is for the arena, not for the UFC, whoever runs the arena.
Yes,
It was
correct.
his. He was like the head of security or something like that. So we did it. Well, no, Boone did it. Thank God. Sammy wasn't doing nothing.
Well,
He
dude-
sat there and talked shit the whole time.
Yeah, I
to this
definitely
guy,
did. I
the
was
whole
roasting
time.
him.
What was he saying? What was some of the things?
Oh
he was
my
saying?
God, I run a multi-million-dollar corporation. Who are you? I do what I want. My brother's here. We're going back in. There's nothing you can say to me. I don't got time for this. And it was just on and on. So now here I am like, Sammy, shut the fuck up.
I ended up telling the guy who wouldn't let me in too that day, he was like, you're not getting back in. I was like, bet you I get back in. And
Yep.
then the guy brought us and let us back in. And I looked right at that dude as I walked by and I was like, I told you I was coming back in,
Yep.
bro.
And we got in.
Did you watch? I'm sorry. Go
Here
ahead.
you go. No, yeah, and I'm just so glad that because if we got thrown out, that would have been because we had such a good time that night.
Do you remember when I got the one for my birthday as well?
We almost got kicked out of
I
that.
almost
as
got
well.
kicked out of that one as well, dude. And I had to roast the guy. I was actually going to buy a box there at the Sabre Stadium. I was going to buy like a private VIP box and actually
to
have
have.
one for like the company. We were
Yep.
going to invest in it. And I rented it to try it out to see how I liked it for
It
a
was your
UFC
birthday.
event. It was for
Try to
my
take
birthday
clients
as
out
well.
too?
Take clients, banks
Right.
too, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And we went for my birthday, dude, and over someone hitting an e-cig, dude. A girl hit an e-cig inside the booth, and the security guard came in like an animal.
Well, that got ugly because I went out and it got to a point where I thought we were actually gonna fight.
yeah, for sure. He
They
was
got
being a
that.
dick. So
Yeah.
then I
Bigger
came out.
than you guys or what?
No, he was an old.
They were
he was
older.
an
They were
old
older.
guy. He
To
was
be
just
honest
being a
with you,
dick.
I felt like we would have washed them.
For sure.
Between me and you, I felt like we would have washed these
100%.
guys.
Well,
but they were.
now-
That's not what it's about.
No, for sure.
We can get him another. We can get another mic.
I got
Oh,
another
no,
one here. I got another one here.
No, keep doing your thing. I just.
No.
I just
yeah.
got into it.
I
I
think
don't know.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I think Dennis calmed it down.
No, what ended up happening was one of my friends, I don't want to say who they are, but they also own a large company, has a box right next to me, and I ended up walking
There you
out
go.
and said, Sammy, what's wrong, bud? You know what I mean? So I was like, oh my God, how are you? Da, da, da. He was like, this is my box right here, da, 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 da. He happened to know the security guard and called up like the guy who ran it. And
The
he
head
came
guy in
up
charge.
and he talked to me. He was like, listen, I'm sorry, da, 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 da. And I was like, listen, man, cool. He ended up bringing me a couple bottles of champagne for my birthday, giving them to me for free.
That was the weird part. I don't know what he did, But she was a lady who came in and she literally apologized up and down for her security, which I was kind of shocked because we were kind of being ignorant.
I was definitely being rude.
So here's my question, right? So there's a couple things that security guards can't do. Like they can't overstep a certain boundary, as in terms of like where cops, they can just come in and like break down your shit, come in and just.
Well, you got to
know what I
remember,
mean?
we were in the arena, so they run shit there. You know what I mean? They have full reign there. You don't have any rights in there. It's their place.
Yeah, because it is a private enterprise, right?
Correct, absolutely. Their security has authority. But the lady who came up and helped us was amazing. She was great. She ended up giving us free food.
Yep.
She brought me a couple bottles of champagne for free. She was great, dude. I couldn't have been happier with her. I didn't end up buying the box, though, because I knew I would have had to deal with them guys again, and I knew it was going to be a fucking headache.
I got a funny story, and then I'm going to get you back. I feel so bad. I don't want to take your mic from you. But, that before the fight, my brother is like the biggest Jon Jones fan. And at this point, Jon Jones was actually suspended for one of the DWIs.
Indefinitely. No, I think it was for the D-Dub. Yeah, that's what it was for.
Was it the car crash with the woman, the pregnant woman?
I think so. I think
Yes.
so. And the fight in Buffalo obviously was the Cormier fight.
Yeah.
He fought Rumble Johnson, Anthony Johnson.
For the vacant title,
Yes.
actually.
And
Jones was in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think this was the first time the UFC was in upstate New York. And you got to remember,
Yes.
Jon Jones don't live too far from here. So it was like a big deal. So he ended up doing an appearance at the 716 restaurant. So I said, my brother's like, yo, bro, we got to go see him. I want him to sign this painting. I believe the tickets were not bad. Where were the tickets?
No, they weren't bad. They were like $250 for VIP, and you were supposed to get like quick access. But that painting, I commissioned it from Gio, and I specifically wanted Jon Jones to sign it.
Shout out Gio.
Yeah,
Yep.
shout out Gio
It's an
Thomas.
Incredible painting. Matter of fact, Jon Jones actually commented on it. But so the fact is, we were supposed to have VIP fast line passes. We thought we were going to be in and out. From what we learned, it was very disorganized, whoever ran this event, because everyone had VIP fast lane. So we were waiting in line. It was going to take us about 3 hours. My brother was miserable.
And I had this huge painting,
Yeah.
mind you, dude.
So this
huge
dude that's
canvas.
working the line, you can tell he's just like a sketch ball.
Yeah, he's
So
rocked, too. You could tell your man just sniffed a bump in the
Yeah.
parking
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
ready to go.
So he comes up to me. I'm like, yo, bro, how much for us to skip the line? And he goes, no, we can't do that. He's like, well, how much you paying? I said, yo, Sammy. My brother's like, whatever you want.
Whatever it takes, I tell
He's
him.
like, what did he say, 100 or 200?
Yeah, 100. He said 100.
So my brother gives him the 100. He's like, yo, come with me. We follow this dude. Everyone's looking at us with their mouths. They were so pissed, the people, right? We're walking to the front of the
Everyone's
room.
shocked.
All of a sudden, the guy looks at me. He's like, oh, you have to give my man $50 too. My brother's like, there you go.
No
All
problem,
of a sudden,
bud.
we're in the room. Just like that, we're in the room. Jon Jones standing right there. We get our picture signed. We were talking about it. I had a picture of him hitting Cormier in the body. He was
Like a mean body shot.
Yeah, he was explaining
Morty,
this.
actually,
That
can
was
you
the-
put that picture right here?
Yeah.
And then put the Jon Jones painting right there?
Yeah.
My man.
And Sammy had him sign his paint, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is incredible." He was like, "Where did you get this?" And my brother told him, and he was really impressed.
That
with
was
the
the
painting.
thing, actually, because now we got in the room, and now Jon Jones was interested in the shit that we had. So
Yeah,
now he
right.
wasn't trying to let us go. He was trying to talk to us about
Yep.
it. So we ended up in there for like 10, 15 minutes.
hold
You
the
know what
boys
I
up
mean?
for a
Yeah,
second,
yo,
yeah.
where'd you get this
Yeah.
from? Da 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 da.
It was sweet.
cool, dude. It was really cool.
It was
Didn't you end up like FaceTiming him and showing him the basement?
What I ended up doing, no, I sent it to him on Instagram Live.
Yep.
Is what I ended up doing. He told me, he was like, listen, I told him, he was like, where'd you get this painting from? And I was like, I commissioned it, da 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 da. I was like, I actually have a Jon Jones wall in my house, as crazy as that sounds, you know what I mean? He was like, dude, hit me up on Instagram. I didn't have Instagram, of course, I
Right.
still don't. So my wife ended up doing it for me and hit him up on Instagram, and he ended up looking at it. Crazy with that story is, his wife went to college with my wife at Hilbert.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Small
crazy.
world, right?
Small world, right?
Yo, real quick, can we touch on what that at Chicago that night we went out, or should we stay away from that?
Yeah, let's stay away from
Stay
that.
away from that. We're gonna stay away from it. But yo, that was a crazy night. The problem, I got so drunk that night. I asked my brother. I was thinking about not taking the flight and going.
Correct,
And you
dude.
know what? That's when I learned, and he put me onto this Alka-Seltzers.
Alka-Seltzer, dude. Cure hangover.
Never knew that. I thought he was full of shit. Sure enough, it helped me.
Why is it?
It was-
Just like it just settles your stomach?
It really does, dude. Because that's my issue when I have
Any
when I'm
drinks?
hungover, and which I haven't been in forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Alka-Seltzer, dude. Will definitely save your life. I remember we went that morning to get Ember too. Fossey got trashed that night. He don't drink like that. Neither do I. But we ended up out, dude. And 50 Cent was supposed to be there, right?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that,
He never
dude.
showed
Dude,
up?
I remember, dude. This is the one thing I will say about that night, dude. We showed up to this club, and we walk in. My wife sets it up for me. We got VIP section. Da 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 da. My wife sets the whole thing up for us.
Beautiful.
We end up walking in, bro. There's not one person in the whole bar. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And meanwhile, my brother big this, yo, bro, it's the hottest place in Chicago.
Yeah, like, dude, that's what I'm told. I
This
can't
is the
remember the
place.
name
This is
now.
the
I can't
place.
remember the name now, but
Yeah.
dude, that's what I was told. Like, yo, it's the best place in Chicago, dude. I had center table, boom,
Mm.
not a single person in the club. So I like look at the guy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
It's a real exclusive club. You know what
And
I'm saying?
yeah, like exclusive. I'm in here by myself, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So then he was like, "Yo, hit the rooftop up, grab a drink." He was like, in about an hour, he was like, "This should be crazy in here, dude." So I'm like, "All right, cool, bro." I go up, me and Fossey go up an elevator where the shit opens, bro. You can't move in this
Yeah,
place,
everyone was upstairs.
dude. And then
everyone
we
was
come back
upstairs.
down, bro. Literally, it was one of the craziest nights I've ever had in my
Where was
whole
that,
life,
California?
dude. No, we were in
No, we were in
Chicago.
Oh,
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, we were in
So
Chicago.
we got the VIP section. Sammy's got the bottles, right? All of a sudden, we don't know anybody. In
Yeah, we don't know one person.
Our VIP section should be me and my brother.
That's
and
it.
That's it.
Literally
Right.
0 people,
It got so crazy in the VIP section.
dude. It was completely filled with people.
They didn't
Yeah.
give you guys no ropes, no nothing.
We had
No,
ropes, but dude,
nothing.
like
my brother was handing out drinks like he
Yeah.
was the mayor.
I was just
You know what I mean? You gotta understand something. In Buffalo, to party, it's one thing. To party in New York, Cali, Chicago,
Miami.
it's big money to get drunk in a club.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
big money, dude.
For sure
So
is.
when people go to a VIP section and someone's handing out drinks, they're like, "Oh hell yeah!" You
Yeah,
know what I
dude.
mean? And they're coming up with bottles. There's fireworks on the
There's
bottles.
fireworks for me, dude. They had the whole thing going
Oh
on.
my
This was
God.
like my reckless party days
Yeah.
too.
Meanwhile,
dude.
we can't even move.
Yeah.
We can't even move in our own section. It was that crowded.
Dude,
And,
we had a blast. And then I
yeah.
remember, bro, this was the problem towards the end of the night. We said we weren't going to talk about it, but here
Yeah,
we are.
here we
just
go.
told the whole story. So now, dude, towards the end of the night, now the bill comes, bro, and like I don't remember what it is. You know
it
what I
was
mean?
like $3,600.
Yeah, $3,000-$4,000
Yeah.
bill. Now, which is not a problem to pay it. So like I get it, I look at it, boom, no problem. I pull my credit card out, boom. Let's go, champ. That's
Right.
what I do, right? Throw it to him. Lady comes back. She's like, oh, that shit declined.
Yeah.
He was like, wipe it on your jeans real quick. Wipe it
Oh
on your
yeah,
jeans.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, whoa, what you mean? You're like, yo, whoa, don't let everyone else hear my shit
right,
decline.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, Sammy's been giving away the bar.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I gave away the whole fucking place, dude. So no,
Now
mind
dude's
you.
looking at your Rolex like,
Yeah, right.
come
Right.
on,
I don't
bro.
even know if I had a Rolex yet. Honestly.
No, you did.
I did.
You swear
Did
to
I?
God you did.
Yeah, I
It
had
was
a
like
Rolex.
your first one you
yeah,
had.
my first Rolex maybe.
Mhm.
But so now I fucking give her another one. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it on this joint now. Cause I don't want no one to see how much I spent. I don't want my wife to know. I don't want no one to know. You know what I mean? What I spent at the bar. So come back, nah. So I'm like, fuck, dude. So I'm like, yo, I gotta go outside and like call somebody. You know what I mean? I can't call him in here. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
3:00 in the morning, bro. I'm trash. He's fucking trash, bro. So I get outside. I ended up getting the card to go through. So we ended up getting out of there. But I remember Fossey's getting yelled at by his girl on the
Yeah.
way home for going out. And I remember I get back to the house. Junior stays home, gets drunk way
Right.
before the end of the night.
Wasted.
Wasted at the UFC fight. Wasted, bro. So I remember it's like
Native
5.
American blood runs
Dude, it's like
strong.
5:00 in the morning, and Fossey's laying on this little kid bed. It's like a child's bed, dude. Like, it's made out of like baseball bats, bro. And he's laying there arguing with his girl, and I just felt so bad for him. Like,
Well,
damn.
I'm a retard. Okay, I get so drunk. Listen. I didn't do nothing. I didn't cheat on
We
my
literally
wife or
did- we
nothing
literally
like that.
didn't do anything
the
wrong,
problem
dude.
is, if I would have told my girl I'm going to a poppin' ass club and
She
get
would've been
drunk,
burnt.
she's gonna think that I'm up to no good. So I
Right.
just said, listen, we're going out to dinner, no big thing. So I get so drunk, I forget I have my phone on me. She does the Find My iPhone app.
Oh.
She sees the address. She Googles it. Comes up nightclub, rooftop, crazy pictures on the website, right? So I'm telling her, yeah, we were out to dinner. We're walking home now. I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
I bet
Like,
you are.
yeah,
I
I'm
bet
like,
you
so
are.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
she's like, really, Fa? She's waiting for me. I'm digging myself deeper and deeper and deeper. And all of a sudden, she's
I'm about to get in bed right now.
and all of a sudden, it hits me. Bing. I think this bitch fucking did the Find My iPhone app. And then she immediately says, like, Foss, she's like, I seen your iPhone. I know where you were. Why do you keep lying to me? Blah, blah. And I just hung up the phone. Click.
Oh.
So I'm so hungover. I feel like shit. Now my wife wants to rip my head off. I do not want to go home at this point. Okay? I tell my brother, I'm like, yo, bro, I can't get on a plane right now.
Now,
I might
mind
just
you,
stay.
we wake up in like a rooftop, like skyline, like Chicago apartment, dude. This beautiful apartment, like looking over like the city. You know what I mean?
How much was the rent for that?
I have no idea. I can't remember. Just 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long
dude,
time
But
ago.
you know what I mean, bro? It was gorgeous.
And now let me ask you this. Okay, so at the end of the night, right, when you got it to go through and you got out of there, was it just like, dude, I'm over tonight? Was it like, this is just too
Oh,
much?
it was over. It was
No,
time
we
to go
were-
home. Now, see, I wasn't fucked because my wife set everything up for me. My wife knew I was going out. My wife
Right.
did it all for me, so I was good to be there. You know what I mean? So I didn't care. I had a great time, dude. and I was on my way home. I just felt bad for him because he was getting roasted.
My wife just thinks that I'm a whore. That's all. And you know what? In her offense, before me and her got married, I fucked them all, and I fucked a lot of her friends, and she knows this, and that's the problem. Like, and it's not like she doesn't know. Like, before I got with her, I banged out like 3 of her friends. You know what I mean? I was a dog. It is what it is. Like, the girls love me, and I love the girls. And that's just how it is.
Do you think that they told her, and that's why she was like, "Let me take a swing at this," and then that's
well,
what it was?
no, because me and Chris always had a thing. Like, me and Chris were messing around when we were freshmen in high school. She always had a thing for me. I'm not gonna lie, like, I love my wife, but at the time I was ripping and
He was ripping and
yeah,
doing
ripping
what
go. I
you
wasn't
do.
falling in love. I didn't understand. And
How old were you? Like 22, 23?
No.
Oh no, 16 when me and her
15,
started messing around.
16,
Not-
yeah.
and then we went off and did separate things, and then she, then we got back together years ago on her 21st birthday, and so that's what it is. I remember her friends used to go up to her when we first started talking, like, yo, stay away from him. He's just gonna. I shouldn't even say her name. Edit that out. But her name was, and she used to, tell her all that shit.
Edit that out.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But that's what my wife is. My wife just thinks the worst, anyways. I don't know why, but.
When
That's where my wife's the complete opposite other coin, dude. My wife sends me to LA, lets me do whatever I want. She knows that motherfucker coming home.
But you know how your girl really loves you when she goes in your iPhone and turns on the Find My iPhone without you knowing,
man.
and it's like you didn't even send it to her and let her do it. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't do the whole she sent you a request.
That's
and
one
you're
thing.
like, yeah.
That's one thing I don't do, dude. My girl don't be up in my shit. I don't be up in her shit like that.
That's
I don't
mad
do that.
respectful.
Yeah, you know
But
what I mean.
what? It's because you guys have created such an empire together. Where it's like there's such a strong bond. There's nothing.
Well, I always laugh because it's like, dude, I've been married to my wife 10 years now. No prenup. I'll bury that bitch before I divorce her. You know what I mean? She's taking everything if I ever leave her. Fuck out of here.
I remember the one time you said something very interesting, though. You told me you were like, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but you were like, if it were to ever happen, if she just wanted to throw me out of the, you know what I mean? You were like, I would let her take everything and I would just start fresh. I was like, damn, bro. He's just like, I would let her take every single dollar in the bank account. He's like, I know.
Yeah, I can make it back. I would never ever. I mean, I don't even want to go down that road. I would never let my kids go without. So she would have everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm never leaving my wife. That's that's the end of that.
Let me ask you this now. Did you guys see how Floyd Mayweather's daughter stabbed somebody?
I did see
wild.
that. That's
Wild.
wild. Who's the dude actually? Who's that dude?
He's that rapper that our boy Luke likes. Luke E.
What's
you know?
what's that rapper?
Never broke again. Melly or no, that's not him. Never broke again.
NBA young boy.
NBA young boy. Yeah.
Yes, NBA young boy. That is.
Shout
who
out
it is.
Luke E.
Shout out Luke E. I personally have really never heard any of that kid's music. How about you?
All right, welcome back. Sorry we had to stop, switch out some batteries, fix the mic,
Technical difficulties, as they say.
and we are rolling and back in action. So we left off.
I like the part that it's like Morty does a little narration in the beginning. You know what I mean? I like that. It's like a little
like
Martin
that as well.
Scorsese, like, in the beginning of it, he was like, the Gulf of Lufthansa was the biggest heist. That you know what I mean? It's like a little opening trailer.
Keeps everybody on track, so
Yeah,
we know where
yeah.
we're at.
If you were a little stoned, maybe you went up, you went to the bathroom, you came back, you're like, what's going on now? You know what I mean? You got a little synopsis.
Exactly.
You hear, the music nowadays where I feel like it's just something they say 2 words and they repeat it over and over and over again, and it's just like, don't get me wrong, there's stuff out there that I like. There's
Me as well.
you know what I mean, but there's not, besides Drake,
Yeah.
Meek Mill, and a handful of other guys that I'm not thinking of right now that I'm sure I like. I can't listen to a whole album anymore.
No,
Shout
I
out
agree.
And that's another thing that's terrible with
Shout
the
out
music.
Aubrey.
Yeah, that's another thing that's terrible about the music. I remember when I was a kid, we'd go to the record store, and dude, when you bought an album, bro, it was like you got the book, you look to see the credits, and
Yes.
it's different now. It's just different now. And
One of my first albums actually was the 50 Cent album, his first one, Get Rich or Die Trying. It was
that
one
was
of my
my
first albums. So it was
the
one of my first
bootleg, though,
albums.
you got the bootleg, though.
Nope, I had the real one. I got
the bootleg first.
I think I stole it from you. Yes.
So wait. You stole his?
I think I stole it from
Probably.
you.
So then
Probably.
if yours was bootleg, then the one that you got.
Well, no. My first 50 Cent album that I had was. Let me tell you something. When 50 first came out, before Get Rich or Die Trying, I didn't play anybody else.
Yeah.
I was
it.
so addicted to 50 Cent because when he came out, it was like the change of everything. Before 50, you had the Ja Rules, you had everything was like party, singing, and then 50 comes with this gangster
Gutter.
ass shit. And when you're a kid in the street and you're hearing that shit, that's all you want to listen to.
I agree.
So when he dropped his album, we used to go to the Arab store on Lisbon on the east side.
Habibi.
Yeah. And he had,
Habibi.
the thing with the bootlegs is that you might have went and bought the real album, but you're gonna go get the bootleg because it came out 2 weeks before.
Because it was there
Right.
first.
It came out 2 weeks before, so that's what. So
Had a couple bonus tracks you didn't hear on the
man,
real
it
shit.
was
You know what I
the
mean?
best, dude.
You had the uncut. It was
it
raw.
was the best, dude. And
You heard him screaming at some bitch in the background. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
it was the best. The best time in music was that time, man. It really, really was.
Dude, you know what else was big back then too? I feel like the music video was a big deal
Yeah,
then,
because of
dude.
MTV.
Yeah, MTV
that's when MTV
views,
was
dude.
playing music videos like on a constant basis.
Dude, I remember when I was young, one of the things that I used to like, how we used to see music, there used to be like a channel on the TV. I can't remember what it's called.
I can tell you what it is.
You know what I'm talking about?
The box.
The box,
Yeah,
dude.
box.
And dude, what
What
I
was
would do
that?
is I would go on, dude, and I remember my mom wanted to whoop my ass one time, dude. I went on and I ordered On Blue. If I was green, I would die. I probably ordered it like 20 times. Who knew what it cost?
So for like $1.99, you can call in and they'll play the video on TV. for
Yes,
you. So,
correct.
You know what I mean?
That's what it was, dude.
It's all it was. It was a channel and it just played music videos.
And
And
was it linked to like your telephone?
It was
account,
linked to like your cable account, dude.
cable
Is
bill.
that flashing? Do you see that?
Yeah, it is flashing. I think it's just the wire might be messed up. You might want to plug it in real good.
But yeah, that was.
It's good
in the
now.
base of it, in the base of the actual thing. Make
It's
sure
good now. It's good now. It's working.
Okay.
But yeah, it was called the box.
The box, yeah,
dude.
yeah, it
and
was
that's what
crazy.
they would do. They would just play any music video that you wanted at the time. And
Now I heard that back when 50 Cent was on the game, like when he first started out, it was a lot like Tekashi when he came out. It was like a whole lot of like "fuck you."
Yep.
it was
I
different
don't
though.
care.
It was different when 50 did it because 50 was actually like showing up places, smacking people around.
Right,
and
he
shit.
was really about it.
Well, no, this is what it was. The reason why the 50 Cent thing was so, like, interesting is because, first of all, the dude just got popped 9 times.
Correct. Yeah, for sure.
Dude got popped 9 times. He had beef with real gangsters in the street, like legendary street guys.
And the dude that shot him came up dead. Like
Yeah.
that really happened. Like,
Yeah, he says it in a song.
Yeah.
He says it in a song that he.
Many men or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, correct.
he ended up getting popped, and but you know, but what happened was with 50 is that when he did drop Get Rich or Die Trying, you didn't see 50 up in the club no
No,
more for
correct.
a while.
Yeah, you didn't.
For
he
a
wasn't
while.
He wasn't out there like that. He was laying low.
Because he knew what he was saying was it was like,
He
yo,
really
someone's gonna
wasn't.
try to get you.
He
man.
really wasn't even doing shows in New York at that time, was he?
No, he was doing shows, but it was just a different. Like he was just rolling with like Mass Security, and like it wasn't like it was before Get Rich or Die Trying. When Get Rich or Die Trying dropped, he was just with the goons. And then when
Correct.
Get Rich or Die Trying went, 10 it went 10 times platinum or something. You could tell he changed, and then you could just see the Hollywood coming out of him.
When he signed with Eminem and
Yep.
when Aftermath, then it was just
Who was
off
his
to the
real
races.
beef with though? Like who did he have real
So
beef with?
the story goes is that from what I know, and this is me just growing up, and you heard there was a million different stories. The real beef stems from a gangster that's in jail right now, Supreme. They call him
Correct.
Preem.
Correct.
Preem McGriff. And if you've seen the movie, and I don't know if this is real or not, but they kind of tell you that he had something to do with 50's mom getting killed. Because 50's mom was a drug dealer, and she used to sell drugs with Preem. It was probably one of her. One of his. Yeah, yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
You should definitely watch
My mom
it.
took me to see it the day it came out.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's a dope movie. Yeah, it's a dope movie.
It was
And
like Cocaine Cowboys kind of vibe. Like
well, it's just about 50's life. 50
Yeah,
okay,
correct.
it's like
You know what I
50's like okay. I
Yeah.
understand, I see.
It's not like Cocaine Cowboys at all. That's
Nothing
more of like
like
a
that.
documentary.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
see what you're saying.
And so that had going on. But from what they both say, 50 and Ja Rule got his chain snatched, got robbed by a dude named Little Lou or something like that from Baisley, and he was in the club one night, and 50 was just coming up, and he was in the club promoting his shit, and the dude that robbed Ja Rule was with 50,
Correct.
and they were talking, and when they were talking, Ja Rule looks over and sees 50 with the dude that just robbed him. So after he was done talking to him, 50 goes to say what's up to Ja, and Ja says, like, kind of like snubs him, like, get the fuck
like,
away from
fuck
me, bro.
away
You're
from
with
me,
that
bro.
dude. So that's when that happened. 50 was like, oh, word, and that's where it all just went downhill.
Didn't he at one point take his chain and wear it himself in like a video as well?
I mean, 50 took Ja's?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and
Didn't
there's
50 lose his watch in the altercation though?
I don't know. So there was
I'm
a
still
there was
rapper
a
every day,
yeah
though.
there was an altercation at in Atlanta, and Ja was there with Murder Inc. and 50 was running around with this dude named Chaz,
Chad,
And he
that's who it was.
he owned Black Hand Entertainment, and he's
a real gangster.
Yeah,
though.
he's dead now. He passed away. He's actually BET did a documentary on him called American Gangster. There was a series. They did he used to rob banks and shit. He was like a
Real
official
gangster.
old school gangster.
Monster, like,
yeah,
straight up
and he
in
had this
there.
company called Black Hand Entertainment, and he would promote parties and stuff. And he was with 50 managing him a little bit, shit like that. As a matter of fact, 50 says something in Many Man. He goes, Chaz switch sides on me. Let
homies ride on me.
Yeah.
You thought it was cool. Why you want me to die,
die, homie. So he tells the story in an interview. So what happened was they wanted to get 50 and Ja to talk. And supposedly Ja had one of those little baseball bats. You know those little baseball bats? They had the little Yankees, Toronto's, like little ones, right?
Sure. Like
He
the
had
little
that and he was
babies.
swinging it around. So they get them together and they start talking, and obviously the conversation didn't go good. And from what the story, from what you hear from, you heard two different sides, but from what, I gathered was 50 snuffed him and yanked the chain. And when he yanked the chain, they broke up the fight, and he had the chain, and he wore it and shit like that.
What everyone seems to forget about 50 Cent though is that he was like a boxer as well, like prior to all this. Like he actually boxed.
Yeah,
and,
big dude.
and he's a big boy.
And Ja's
too,
big
dude.
now, but back then Ja was scrawny.
Yeah, he was little.
Like no one thought Ja could beat up 50 in a fight back
no
then.
way.
No
Everyone
one
knew he would have killed him.
Like you were corny if you like Ja.
Like if that happened nowadays though, this is like the era of the celebrity boxing match. I bet you that would have taken place if that beef happens
I don't
now.
know though, because it's more like that's like a personal
For sure.
Yeah, that's
For
almost
sure.
like this isn't even business. This is just
Correct.
me and you street shit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would have paid to watch their celebrity boxing match though.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
Oh my god! But 50 would have washed him.
Yeah,
though.
I would have
He's gonna
watched them. I
wash
would have
him.
still watched though.
Yeah, he's gonna wash him.
Dude, how many people watched that KSI Logan Paul
Oh,
fight?
dude, it was like 2.5 million.
We were there. Me and Sammy were in LA. We didn't even know what was going on.
Dude,
I
we
was
were.
wondering what you guys were
Dude,
doing, 'cause
we
I
were
saw you guys
there,
were there.
and dude, if we would have known Shannon the Cannon was there,
man,
there would've
let's go, champ.
Yeah, let's go, champ.
Let's
There
go.
would
We got
have been
something
no
in the works.
chance. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got
Shout
something
out
in the
Shannon the
works.
Cannon.
That's my
I
man
got
right
some
there.
contact with
I
him.
put Sammy on, and my man. That's my man right there.
Let's
Yes.
go, champ. Let's go, champ. He's
Let's
about
go,
to
champ.
That dude, that dude is so funny.
Oh my god.
That dude is so funny, but that dude is real as
The
hell.
video with what's that one? Who's the other boxer?
Klitschko?
Klitschko.
When he
right.
makes him fall off the board.
Yes, exactly. Like, you know exactly what I was talking about.
Or the one in the restaurant when he dumps the water on his head.
Oh my god! But you know what? That was some real that was some boss shit because he actually sat down across the table from him and he was kind of eating his food, but it was like a salad, what I
Bro,
mean?
I had to have watched that exact clip probably no less than 1,000,000 times.
You watch his shoe fly off. You see glass and shit. Apparently he had a giant cut in his foot from the glass that broke on that
when
day.
he,
You know what I mean?
When he talks shit to him when he goes and catches him out on the boat, he was like, "You thought it was funny when I cut my foot, right?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He totally started the argument, and
Oh,
then he got
for
mad at him
sure.
because he hurt his foot.
Yeah, you thought it was funny when I cut my foot, right?
It's funny because there was a video that Klitschko put out, and he's like, "Let's go, champ," and he turns on over the camera, and it's Shannon the Cannon's mom next to him, and it's like,
man.
"Let's go, champ," "Let's go, champ." Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he was. But we were down there, and we didn't even know that was going on, and because we went to the Lakers game the night before. Sammy got floor seats.
I got us floor seats. We sat courtside for the Lakers right there.
That shit was funny too. So I'm like, my brother.
That's the second time I sat courtside to see King James
King
too.
James
I seen
and
him play
Anthony Davis.
I seen him play the playoff game versus Toronto in Cleveland.
Was Aubrey there?
He wasn't. He was supposed to be. My seat was right next to where he was gonna be, and I was hoping he was gonna be there. So, but he wasn't.
Yeah, we were at the so my brother he laughs at me all the time because I can point out a celebrity like it's
Dude,
my job.
I don't know how. It's like, dude, if it pointing out celebrities was a job, he should run TMZ tours in LA.
Yo,
bro.
I'm a
100%.
nasty with
He
it.
should be the guy who runs it
No,
there,
should
dude.
be the paparazzis that roll
Dude.
up like, "What you doing? Who's
Dude,
dating now?"
we seen Melvin Gordon, the football player. He walked right by us. He's like, how do you know that?" I'm like, well, it's kind of hard. He's got a chunky ass diamond chain.
And he was carrying his own jersey.
he had
which
his
was
jersey.
kind of weird.
Well, I didn't. That's how I knew it was official that it was
Yeah,
him.
for sure.
Because he had he's got those dreads too.
Well, he brought that jersey and he gave it to LeBron James at the end of the game.
Oh,
Yep.
I see.
And then
Oh,
we
I
went
forgot
up.
that
So
one.
my brother, it's so weird. Yo, that OVO gear. Yo, when you wear that shit, people
Shout
think
out,
you
shout out,
rich.
shout out Drizzy Drake on the shout out for the
So me and
OVO
that
hoodie.
little care package.
Yeah, so
care package.
we're walking in the hallway, and all of a sudden, this dude looks at my brother, and he's like, "Yo, you want to go to the VIP club upstairs?"
Like, yeah, my man, I was looking for you. Thank you. I need my bracelets. Good luck.
So he sends us upstairs, me, Sammy, and boom, we go upstairs to the VIP room. We're like, oh, yeah, we go up. Right when we get upstairs, we take a right, and we see this lady talking to this dude. And what was his name? The football player, the dude.
He had a weird name too. I don't remember.
No. You're gonna know who he is. He's the one that ripped Michael Crabtree's chain off his neck during the game. Khabib
Khabib.
Not Khabib. Well, that's the story. I called him Khabib.
Yeah, he called him Khabib.
I called him Khabib. I'm like, yo, Khabib. He looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, wait, that's
Like Khabib?
Akib. There you go.
Akib Talib. Yeah.
So I called him Khabib like a retard. He looked at me like, what the
Joey
fuck?
Diaz type shit.
Yeah, we started laughing. So, but we seen him, and then what else did we see? Yo, the next day we went. We seen J.R. Smith.
Who's the kid in the Ferrari that I seen?
The Laker, Kuzman.
Yeah. Kuzman, that's who
seen
it
him?
was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a Ferrari on
With somebody else too that played
girl.
with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a
it was
girl.
a girl. You're
Yeah,
right.
the
He was
girl
with the
with
chick.
Yeah, he had the top down. He was getting it.
When they're, you think that's rented or do you think that's his?
That's probably his. He lives in L.A.
Yeah, he
Could be
lives out
his.
there
Okay.
for sure.
Could be
All
his.
right. I just don't know because I know there's a lot of those exotic rentals. You know. what I mean?
You got to remember
He's
that
on the
kid.
Lakers, he definitely owns
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be rented for all what we know.
You got to
but
remember though, dude.
you
Any
know,
good
we see it.
finance guy is gonna tell you don't ever buy anything that flies, drives, or fucks. You lease it.
But the crazy thing is that the next day, I think it was our last day there. We went to in one day. We went to Cookies first.
Yeah, he's signed to a $9 million.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
his.
for sure. It's his.
So we go to
his
so
Ferrari.
in the beginning of the day we go to Cookies and J.R. Smith. He wasn't playing it. I don't think he's still playing, but he wasn't playing. He was there, copping.
And now, mind you, tell him how much love I get in cookies.
Sammy gets mad love. Yo, this dude, what was his name?
Zeno.
Zeno. We
shout
walk
out my
up
man
in there.
Zeno,
Let me tell you
Cookies
something
on
now.
Melrose. Shout out Zeno.
Let me tell you something now. If you, as a person, go up in Cookies and and Zeno's taking care of you, you better hope Sammy don't walk in the building because if he does, you're getting
dubbed.
pushed off to someone that don't know what they're talking about.
It was
You're
like
getting
when-
dubbed.
That shit is hilarious.
That's
So
like when Goodfellas, he was like, yeah, the baker would come around no matter how many people
Yep.
were in the line. He would always make sure
Yep.
he came in and
Take
gave
care
you
of
the
me.
best bread.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we go to Cookies, we see J.R. Smith. Then we go to see the Bills game. They were playing against Cleveland, I want to say. So we go to this like sports bar. And
Yeah, I
you
find
know who
this
was
little
up in there?
spot. I find this little spot, dude. We ended up getting like a booth and we watched like the Bills game because it happens early there. But
Right.
what's his name? That's there?
E from Entourage.
What's his real name though?
I don't know his real name, but dude E.
Yeah.
It was E from Entourage. He was there, but he didn't say nothing to nobody. But he wasn't.
Yeah, he had the hoodie up,
Yeah.
glasses on.
I
He
think
was
someone
trying-
walked up on him when he walked outside. And
He
was like,
did. I seen it.
There you go, Kevin Conley.
Yeah, Kevin Conley.
And
I know this idiot.
yeah, he was there. And then so after the game, we had went to. I think that might have been it, but when we went to the airport, we seen Howie Mandel. And
Howie
Sammy didn't even
Mandel,
know who he
yeah.
was. I'm like, oh, it's Howie Mandel right there, bro.
Howie Mandel's a legend.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro,
And,
I've probably ran into so many celebrities at LAX and not even noticed it. Because, dude, you got to remember, last year I went to LA 12 times. So I landed in LAX 12 times
oh,
last
Sammy,
year.
you probably seen a million people.
I've probably seen a million people. Dude, I fuck with the paparazzi sometimes, too. When me and June go and they're out there, like, I'll throw my hood up and tighten it real
Yeah,
quick.
right.
And, like, I'll make, like, June, like, bump me
Well-
through and we'll jump in the limo and boom, they're...
So what they do is they do these TMZ. If anyone been to LA, you've seen them. They do like TMZ or different companies. They do like celebrity tours, and they'll go to like certain restaurants celebrity goes to. Or they'll go to like
Double
certain
Decker bus.
gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they stop there like, oh, just look out for this, look out for that. So we're at Wahlburgers on Sunset Boulevard. There's no one on the patio. It's just me, Boone, my cousin Zach, and Sammy.
And me, yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and we're all got our sunglasses on. We're all decked out, chains out, Rolexes on. So all of a sudden we're eating. And here comes this TMZ bus, stops right in front of us. All you see are these like tourists looking at us, say, "Who is that?
Little
Someone? Is
Asian
that someone?"
These little Asians taking pictures like who?
And,
is
like, I
that?
immediately, like, I always play the game, too. Like, try to, like...
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Like, oh man, they found me.
Oh man, that shit was.
Dude, when I was just in Vegas for the RMA, me and Siegel we went to a restaurant, right? And I was only supposed to go out to dinner with like 4 or 5 people, and I showed
Yeah.
up with like 9 people, dude. And I was like, yo, I got 9 people with me. You know what I
Squad.
mean? Yeah. So I ended up showing up with like 9 people to dinner, and they're like, nah, you're beat. We don't got a table for you.
Clients?
So Siegel ends up talking to like the lady. He was like, whoa, you don't know who that is?
Oh, he's so good with that.
Dude,
He's
he
so good
looks
with
at the
that.
lady. He says, you don't know who that is, and like points at me, and the lady like looks at me, and she was like, hold on one second. She like goes back there. She comes back. She's like, you want to know what? I got a table for you guys. Come on. Like, dude, I was like, bro, he did the same thing in valet because we pulled up and we had some supercars. We had an Aston Martin. We had a McLaren, 2 Ferraris, and a Lambo. And I was like, dude, I want to park my cars right here. And the valet guy's like, yo, whatever, it's you can't park your car here, or it's like $500. Like, I'm paying you $500 to park a fucking car. That's ridiculous.
Like
you know what I mean?
one single car, 500.
No, all of them, $500. I was like, I ain't paying $500 to park a car. You're not even parking them.
Yeah, I'm just leaving them where
I'm
they
just
are.
leaving them where they are. Exactly. So like, dude,
I'll
I'll give
pay
you,
for the convenience.
I'll give you like $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it though for that, dude. So I ended up getting an argument. Siegel did the same thing. He was like, you don't know who that is, dude? And the dude was like, you want to know what? I'll take the 100, bro. You're good. You know what I
Did he
mean?
even say at any point like, do you know who that is? He's a podcaster or he's a CEO? Like, did he say?
No, he just
said,
asked like,
do
do
you
you
know
know who that
is?
is? Yeah, exactly. Because you gotta remember, dude, out there, you could really be anybody. You could be the fucking CEO of this fucking hotel's kid.
You could be the fucking guy who produced Tiger King.
Yeah, you could be Joe Exotic.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
could
I
be Joe
mean?
Exotic.
Who the
Nobody
fuck knows?
knows.
Exactly.
You know what's crazy now is that like when you look at Joe Exotic, apparently he's in quarantine because they're like, yo, we can't let this guy get sick because of COVID or whatever. Like his husband put in like a request to like have people sign a petition, and like apparently Donald Trump's junior, he was like, I want my dad to try to pardon fucking what's his name, Tiger King.
I actually seen that actually.
Yeah, and he was like, and then Trump like addressed it. He was like, I'll think about it.
No, he said I'll look into it.
Yeah,
Is what he
he's like,
said.
I'll look into it. That was some funny shit when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
You watched Tiger King?
Oh, I watched
Yeah,
Tiger King.
yeah.
There's
I wish they come out with another
You've
season.
been there.
100%.
Dude, Rinker also went there. Rinker also went to Big Cat Rescue before.
Now, the only
Yeah, so Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. I went when I was 17 years old, so about 8 years ago.
Did you meet
I
Carol?
went with one of my ex-girlfriends. I did see Carol Baskin, actually.
Shout out Carol
I remember her
Baskin.
eccentric ass. Hard to forget. I was like, oh, this is a prime Florida person.
Yo, remember the first opening scene?
That's
She's
exactly
like,
what I think when I see her too. Like, yeah,
Everybo-
that's a Floridian.
It's-
She's got a flower tiara on.
It is
and
so
she's like-
hard to believe that any of those people are real people. Like, it's crazy. And here's the funniest part. That documentary is so wild that you don't even notice that the hitman, quote unquote, during one of his interviews, he's just in the bathtub washing up.
You do notice that? Yeah, yeah. He's
Nobody
in the
even
bathtub.
nobody even said anything about it
In his
online.
trunks. Because they were
He's
like,
just sitting in the bathtub, like fetal position, just like, yeah. So he wanted to pay me a few grand, and apparently I just got too chicken. And just what he's saying is so wild that you're not like, oh, this is a grown man in a bathing suit washing himself in a very small tub.
he was
Like,
basically just saying the entire time, like, yep, I think he should be in jail. I think he should sit in there for as long as possible. Yes, sirree.
I kind of think Joe Exotic got dick, dude.
I think
oh,
so,
for
too.
sure, he got set up.
I think he got dick.
Yo, how
bro.
crazy was it when that one dude, his one husband, just shot himself just playing around? Like, haha, there's no, you can't. Even if I pulled the trigger, nothing would.
That's what
Yeah,
they said
dude.
in the last episode that they put up, that 8th episode where they had like the video like Zoom interviews.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's like the newest one that they put up.
Yeah,
You
it
should
just
pull
came
up.
out the other day. They added an episode.
The real fat guy who was like his campaign leader or whatever.
You don't say
Campaign
that.
manager.
Whatever, you know, he's thicker. So I don't
Oh!
wanna say thick.
I thought you said a different word than
No,
fat.
no.
No, definitely. I don't think that guy's homosexual, anyways.
No, I don't
actually,
think so.
but
But
Well, who knows? Because that one guy wasn't even gay, and he was with.
Yeah, he was like, he gives me meth and weed and
Yeah.
guns.
Like, whoa, I'm
Yo,
just to get that stuff. I
at
really
one
wasn't
point,
gay.
at one point, he was like geeked up, flying out of an airplane, like going like into the camera, like he was so geeked out of his mind, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
the one guy who's still alive, his teeth or something.
bro,
That's
and
prime
dude,
Florida.
this
He's
was,
got dentures now.
he got him fixed actually.
Oh, good
but
for him.
this is another thing too. I remember, dude, the day I came in. No, I didn't even hear anything about this before I watched it. I come in. My wife's like, "Yo, everyone's talking about this fucking Tiger King thing. Let's watch it." So I'm like, "Fucking Tiger King."
She
thing,
made you watch it, right?
So she's like, "Watch this." Yo, I swear to God, I watched one episode, bro. I was hooked.
Me too.
Couldn't
Yo,
wait.
it's not
Couldn't
even
wait
about
for the
tigers.
next-
It's so
Yeah.
funny. It's about
Couldn't
these
wait for the
crazy
next
people.
one. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're not even caring about the Tigers at that point. You're like, what is the storyline of these people? And is Carol Baskin going to go to jail? Like, that's ultimately what you want at the end. You're like,
Yo.
the wrong person got in prison.
How
What's
wild
up?
was that picture of her husband on a leash?
Oh, my God.
Bro.
I paused it. I was like, is this real?
Dude, I think.
Yo, man's is a cuck.
Yeah, I think that she killed the other one too.
Oh, for
honestly.
sure. No doubt.
No
Oh,
doubt.
Oh, I
100%.
know that for a fact. She did. I know.
Yo, Joe Exotic was just the recordings of him like on his podcast, like that bitch killed her fucking husband, and I know it. Just wild.
What's
Jesus.
crazy is
So
he,
funny.
he said on that podcast, like, I'm going to send some snakes to your house. And then there were snakes in her mailbox. Like,
Oh yeah, he
Like-
was wild at some points.
do you think he did that himself, or do you think Carol put some in
I
his...
think that was him being on meth.
Oh, for sure. Dude.
That was
they
a
were
meth-
on a whole.
Nobody
they were on a
not
fucking
on
ride.
meth thinks, let me go on the internet and make a violent
Threat.
threat
There's one point
with like
where...
animal warfare on someone
Yeah, right. At one point, he's talking about how... Like,
and then
he's
do
like,
it.
Yeah, he's like, I had my fair share of meth.
Now, I did enjoy my fair share of methamphetamines,
He's
like
like, "I had
everybody
my
else in
fun."
this nice country.
And then the best part is you see him shooting at his mother-in-law, the one who's like shot himself. He was shooting at her with like a shotgun, like a 22 or something. I don't know what it was, but he was shooting at her, and it was like, what are you doing, bro? You trying to send her up there a little early, like, you know what I mean? But what was crazy is what he did with the wedding, where he like invited her and like the flower girl. Yep. He was like, "Yo, just come in here real quick for the picture." All right, deuce. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That shit was crazy.
The tiger grabbed him by the foot, and he was dragging him. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shooting the gun.
Yo, in the first episode, the one person just gets their arm ripped off, and then she's just in the.
Yeah, that was weird to me. I didn't understand why she.
Mhm.
I didn't understand why she wanted her arm.
amputated.
Cut off. I
Yeah,
know
like-
she could have saved it,
yeah,
which
I
is
don't
crazy.
understand.
It was the fact that it was like 2-year like waiting period that it would have to do reconstructive surgery, so she would have to come back.
What,
My arm
dude?
out. She
Yeah.
probably didn't even get money off that.
Yeah, I would have saved my arm.
You
I
know
don't
what
give a
that
fuck
is?
how long it takes.
That's some real gangster shit for the animals. Like, she's Native American, so she's like real in sync with animals and shit. She was like, "I need to come back for the tigers." Like, that's what she said.
All right, guys. Well, I think the first episode's been a success. What do you guys think?
I think it.
I think it's definitely been real fun. I think it was one
Good
of
shit.
those things where it's like, you know, we're gonna have more as we go along.
Definitely. Episode 1, CEO and Friends.
Name to be determined, I think.
Yeah, name to be determined for now. So, first episode's in the can. Let's wrap it up, Morty Mort.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Peace
Love
out,
you, crazy
everyone. Thank
bitches.
you, guys.